We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea and a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea and a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. Come to the light.
Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Voices and Views, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just bringing up my screen here in case you guys have any comments, anything that you want to make, and I'll make sure that I can get you. So, welcome back. Welcome back to Voices and Views. I'm Zan. Chelsea's still under the weather, so we're here and we're going on to keep things rolling, and hopefully she'll be back sometime soon to join us. All right, so we got an exciting show again for today. I've been doing a little research trying to think of what should I do today's topic on, in between guests coming up, and have a few guests coming next week, I believe. Okay, so today's show, the topic is called Did You Know? Just in case you didn't see the intro, this is called Did You Know? It's a orientation of 50 facts and live hacks. And live hacks is because I do have two live hacks that I want to do. Two live hacks, and I'll do that because I want to basically find out if these two work. The ones we're going over tonight has been proven that they work. So these are real proven facts, and I'll briefly explain how each one's happened with the little statement. So let's get into it, you guys. Let's get into it. All right, we're going to start with segment one. We're going to talk about your body and your brain. Two important things, your body and your brain. Did you know your brain uses about 20% of your body's energy? Never thought about that. Have you ever thought about that? That your brain is using some of your energy? So all of it isn't going to your body. Your brain have to have 20%, it says. And how this happens, the brain constantly burns glucose to power your thoughts, your memory, and your body control. Wow. Wow. All those things are needed. So, did you know also that your body replaces most cells every 7 to 10 years? You get an inside overhaul. Your cells, they all change every 7 to 10 years. That's something to think about, but I guess they have to adapt. And how this happens, it says your cells regenerate at different speeds to repair and to maintain your body. So they regenerate all the time to keep your body going. And probably that's why we have some up days, some down days, all depends on how things are working inside. Oh, wow. Okay, here's another one. Did you know laughter will boost your immune system? Laughter will boost your immune system. Now, that's a plus because if you can boost your immune system, just by being happy and just by laughing. You don't have to take pills. I think that's a win-win situation. So if you know any happy people out there, just think about it. They probably have great immune systems. I bet they do. And it says how this happens because laughter, it increases your antibodies and it activates immune cells. Wow. Wow. Laughter Just the act of simple laughter increases antibodies and activates your immune cells. So you guys better start doing a lot more smiling, a lot more laughing out there because it's helping your body. Wow. Okay, did you know dehydration affects your mood? If you're dehydrated, it will affect your mood. Wow. How this happened, it says the low fluid levels disrupt your brain function and your stress balance. So if you dehydrated, your brain function isn't good, you're feeling stressed out, and you don't know why, you might just need to get some water in you. Remember, it's not just something out here, these were proven. Did you know your stomach lining replaces itself every few days? Your stomach lining every few days replaces itself. So you also get a new stomach lining all the time. How about that? And how that happens, it says your rapid cell turnover protects it from your strong digestive acids. So it constantly replaces your stomach. You get a new stomach every few days. I need a new stomach every few days because I tell you, sometimes some of the stuff I put in there, I know I just destroyed my old stomach. I know. Also, did you know your brain, it cannot feel pain? That's not where you feel pain. So your brain in itself cannot feel pain. I always thought that pain sensation comes from your brain, but it says it cannot feel pain. And how this happens is your brain tissue, it lacks pain receptors, unlike your skin and your nerves. So somebody can stab me in my brain and I won't feel it. But my skin, if it affects my skin, goes through my skin and my nerves, it will. Interesting fact. Okay. Did you know lack of sleep affects you just like alcohol? Wow. Wow. Let me sit back a minute on that one. Lack of sleep affects you the same as you being drunk, like alcohol? I guess so, because your body, you're stumbling. If you're tired, you're not walking straight, you're fumbling, knocking stuff over. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm going to think about that. All right. Just checking over here, checking on the comments, making sure. If you guys have any comments, anything to say, go ahead and drop it. Go ahead and drop it. I'll pull it up and I'll let everybody see and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. All right. So your lack of sleep, it makes you feel like you're drunk, okay? And how this happens, fatigue slows brain processing and your reaction time. Just like drinking. If you're tired, your fatigue is going to slow your brain processing and your reaction time. You need your reaction time to be in focus. Did you know exercise helps grow new brain cells? Exercise helps to grow new brain cells. So all these people out here exercising and doing stuff in the gym and at home is actually good because they're growing new brain cells. So if you know someone who works out all the time, make sure you give them a thumbs up and tell them, hey, let's see who we have here. I don't know. Could you add me in this curve and use his name? Thank you, thank you. I don't know if I can do that, but let's see. Could you add me on Discord? Well, I guess that's a message there for Chels. Somebody wants to be added there. So, all right. We got everything gets saved, so I'll make sure any messages gets through. All right. So we talked about the brain cells and letting everybody know if they're out there working out, they're increasing their brain cells by doing that. And did you know your brain predicts what happens next? Your brain actually predicts what's going to happen next. And it says how this happens, it uses past experiences to anticipate the outcome. Wow. Wow. Did you know silence improves brain function? Silence improves brain functions. So some people are quiet, they sit back. I consider myself that way when I'm not live streaming or doing something. And a lot of times I'll be in a situation I'm quiet because I'm more of a thinker. I like to absorb what's going on around me. All right. So, and how this happened, it says the quiet, it allows your brain to reset and to strengthen your memory. So when you quiet and just sitting, you thinking you're not doing anything, you are. It's allowing that little time that you're quiet and still for your brain to reset. All right. Okay, it's time for my first live demo. I told you guys I want to check out a couple of things live. A lot of things I check out that they say, have you tried this and that? Well, this is a sort of did you know? And I actually have a little short out there. Now my studio here is going to be smelling like garlic. Oh, no. This little hack I want to see. You're supposed to be able to easier way, and chefs supposed to use it all the time. They use a jar of some type with their garlic cloves so they can easily peel the garlic, I guess, without holding it for long periods of time in their hand. And these are some huge garlic cloves I have here, so I'm gonna throw them in there anyway. Throw them all in there. Wow, big, big, big. And see if it's gonna shed any. I'm supposed to be able to just shake. It's supposed to have a top on it, but who has time to be finding lid tops? Oh yeah, I can tell. It did pull them off. I could tell. And they got clean ones down here. Even the ones in the bottom came off. Now I have peelings everywhere. Okay, even a big one. I didn't think it would peel this big one because it's so big, and I really don't have room in this jar to really shake them up. But they say, we'll get that later. They say the chefs do that a lot because I guess it makes sense. They don't want to walk around handling other foods and stuff, and their fingers still smelling like garlic. So when it's something, oops, let's go back. Okay. Okay. Let's go back. What happened? What happened? What happened? Don't want that. Continue. Where's my live stream? There we go. Sorry about that. Trying to clear some of this garlic away here all over the screen and knock myself out for a minute. So that live hack I see will work. And like I say, the chef has said the chefs use it because they don't want their hands walking around smelling garlicky, which I can imagine. Garlic is a very strong scent. So that's the easy way to peel it. If you have a jar, I imagine a cup or anything would work. Just something you can put it in and shake real hard, and then you'll have all the garlic cloves peeled there. Just put them in a jar and shake them. All right, let's go on to part two. We're going to read about now human behavior. Did you know? Oh boy, human behavior. Did you know? Did you know people remember how you made them feel more than what you said to them? They remember. Hi, Janet. Let's see. We got Miss Janet. Thank you. Thank you with the stars. Thank you, Miss Janet. People remember, it says, how you make them feel more than what you said to them. So if you made them feel some kind of way, they're going to remember that feeling. They're not going to necessarily remember what you said to them in a moment. How this happens? Emotions are stored deeper in memory than words. Emotions are stored deeper in memory than words. Wow. And did you know eye contact builds trust? Sometimes I find it hard to use eye contact. I'll be paying attention, but I might not looking directly, but I'm being more aware of that because eye contact is important and it do allow for a certain amount of trust. If I'm talking to you and you looking all upside the wall and all over, then this little level of trust is going. And it says how this happens, it signals confidence and connection to the brain. Did you know multitasking reduces productivity? Uh-oh. If multitasking reduces productivity, I'm in trouble. I like to multitask. But I guess you're not dedicating all that time to one thing. You got little time here, little time there. So, okay. How that happens, it says the brain switches tasks instead of doing them all at once. So, if you have them still all at once and you're doing them, it don't matter. The brain is only going to be concentrating on one of those tasks. Wow. That's a stunner there. Did you know smiling can make you feel happier? If you just smile, it'll make you feel happier inside. How this happens? Facial movement sends signals back to the brain. So when you have movements on your face, it's letting the brain know what your face is doing, and it sends signals back to your brain. Did you know music can reduce pain? Yeah, music. Think about it. Music can reduce pain. And it's probably I can testify to that. If you're around and you're listening to music and you might be feeling down or you might be aching and everything, you might not think about that pain or anything when you're listening to music. I always say music was a healer. It was something that they should be able to bottle it and sell it where you can rub it in. And how this happened? Music distracts the brain. See, just what I said. And it releases feel good chemicals. So think you're not just listening to music, it's releasing. That's why you get in the groove. And when you hear music, because your brain is releasing certain chemicals reacting to the music. So music is necessary, you guys. Did you know helping others boosts happiness? Helping other people boosts happiness. And how that happened is acts of kindness release dopamine. Wow. Wow. We all can use a little more kindness being spread around. Did you know loneliness impacts your health? Hmm. Loneliness impacts your health. How this happens? It increases stress hormones over time. Being lonely, more stress hormones. So get around some people, get out and do something. Don't be lonely all the time. Did you know people mirror each other unconsciously? Unconsciously, we're mirroring people. How this happens? The brain copies behavior to build connection. The brain copies behaviors it sees to build connections. So you might be mirroring someone and not even know. Did you know gratitude improves mental health? Gratitude improves mental health. How that happens? It shifts focus away from stress toward positive thinking. Guys, if you have any comments over anything I read so far, anything to say, yeah, I believe this or whatever, shout your comments out there. I will pull them up there. Who do we have here? Okay. Cinnamon challenge person. You the cinnamon challenge person? I don't know what the cinnamon challenge is. No, I'm the crochet through the chaos lady, but I don't know what the cinnamon challenge is. So you have to tell us about that. All right. Did you know stress can shrink parts of your brain? Stress can shrink parts of your brain. How this happens? Long term stress damages memory related areas. Long time stress damages areas memory related. Wow. All right, guys, let's take a break and get some community announcements in. I need to get our community announcements in all the time. Sometimes we forget and we get busy and we don't get a chance to get to them, but I'm going to read some community announcements here and then we'll get back to it. Oh, this is tonight. They're having movie night tonight already, and it started at 5 o'clock and it goes on to 9 o'clock. And the movie is Lion of Judah, and that's an event by the Redeemer Lutheran Church at 1320 South Blackhawk. So it's probably a little late for signing up for that. Here going on is Twice as Nice Consignment have a celebration going on today and tomorrow. I had the pleasure, if you guys get a chance, go on my page to look at it. I went down there to show them a little support. It's been 1 year. They've been in a Lincoln Mall. So they had a nice little penny consignment. You take a penny down there and they give you a nice coupon. I think I got like $5 for my penny. And you shop. They had little snacks set up and drawings set up and different little things set up for you. So that's at night. Twice as Nice in the Lincoln Mall. It's today and it's also tomorrow up until 4 p.m. I think it starts at 10 to 4. Worth Every Penny anniversary celebration, it says, and that's at 1211 Galena. We're about to celebrate something pretty special. It has been officially 1 year since Twice as Nice opened in the Lincoln Mall. We're planning a little celebration to say thank you to the community that made it possible. And because we're at the Lincoln Mall, we decided a certain coin deserves its moment. Start saving your pennies this week. We'll be celebrating our Worth Every Penny anniversary event. And yes, those pennies might just turn into prizes. Stop in on Friday, March 27th, 10 a.m. to 6, or they're there to 6. Too late. Or tomorrow, please go support. Tomorrow from 10 to 4, they're there. And bring a penny and see what it's worth. More details are coming, and here's one hint. Some lucky pennies will be worth more than 1 cent. I can say I did go there and I walked around and I got me some treats and did a little video, and I found me two nice dresses there. Yes, at $5 to shop with for my 1 penny. I signed myself into a drawing. They have a cash drawing they're going to be doing at the end of tonight. So keep your fingers crossed for me on that, and just to let them know. And I did get the chance to talk to them about the podcast. So I talked to them about the podcast, and a couple of the people there were putting it in their phone. So I hope they tune in sometimes. Sometimes you have to get it out and move around. You never know. That was a way to connect both ways. So here's tomorrow, a pop-up paint party, and I think this is by the Lena Dance Company. It's in Lena, 141 West Railroad. It starts at 2 p.m., and they're going to be painting some wine glasses, as I remember. Okay, Sunday, Easter cookie decorating class. If you want to learn how to decorate some cookies, or you just want to eat some, they're going to have an Easter cookie decorating class. This will be nice for you to get a youth and take with you at the Garden Deli, 1793 Southwest Avenue, and that's Sunday at 2 p.m. at the Garden Deli. They're going to, you says you'll decorate 6 cookies. That's pretty good. Bunny Trail, Crate Park, coming up on April 4th. Saturday, April 4th, 11 to 1. The Bunny Trail, sponsored by the Freeport Park District, and Operation Love will be a part of that again this year. We participated last year. We will this year. It's going to be about 1,000 families coming through, and the trail is just full of vendors, and not vendors, it's all kind of businesses, because they're not selling anything. They're just giving stuff away. It's a great event. The kids have a great time because they come out and they load up on all that candy and toys and everything. So Operation Love will be there, and we'll be giving out some treats and some toys, and also some flyers. Speaking of Operation Love, our Youth Expo is coming up July 11th, doing Tuddy Baker, looking for youth ages, let me get this right, 8 to 18 I'm looking for. I keep forgetting. So I'm going to be passing out flyers at the Bunny Trail. I'll be passing out flyers for to get youth sign up. The youth can sell whatever they want. Now, this event is sponsored by my organization, Operation Love Freeport, coming up July. And that's going to be doing Tuddy Baker. So they'll have a lot of exposure there. So I don't care what they sell. They can sell bottles of water, sell their craft, introduce their business there, whatever they want to do. But I'll have registration forms at the Bunny Trail coming up April 4th. That same day, the Freeport Club second annual Barstool Golf. Barstool Golf, 1614 South Park Avenue. This is by Hope Winds. Hope Winds is looking for a few more volunteers, you guys, or volunteer teams to help with the Freeport Club's second annual Barstool Golf. It's from 12 to 5. Teams will be playing mini putt-putt through participating bars around Freeport. So go out there, get your drink on, play some mini putt-putt golf. Science Pot Series, April showers, Monday, April 6, 2026, from 1 to 2:30. And this is by the Senior Resource Center, 206 East Stevenson Street. And what's going on there? Dive into the water cycle to create condensation, capture a cloud in a jar, and more. Write a recipe for a thunderstorm, and investigate interactions of temperature and pressure in this fun class that illustrates the ways of weather. The cost is $5 though, and the number is 815-235-9777. Again, that's at the Senior Resource Center. Oh, Book Nook. Spring book sale coming up April 9th, 10 a.m. And that's by Voices, 1265 West Galena. That's also in the Lincoln Mall. And they'll be having half price stuff there. Showtime, you guys, if you ever been to the Showtime um, thing here, I remember I was in this community choir and we were in Showtime and we had to sing every day that week. I was so tired. I had a headache the next day. So I laid down to take a nap before the show and I slept to 11 o'clock. I slept through the show and everything. So I missed that night, but I was faithfully there. It was really interesting. We performed. But this showtime is coming up. It's showtime 46 already. The music is contagious. It's April 9th at 7 p.m. all the way to April 12th at 2 p.m. And that's at 701 West Empire, you guys. It says Showtime 46 years in the making. In 46 years, disco came and went. Hair got bigger, then smaller, then bigger again. MTV was born, and the internet kind of finished the job. And rock became classic. So it wants you to come on out and enjoy some of that. The Real Deal Band is going to be at the Best Damn Bar, and that's in Davis, Illinois, 13965 Bass Road in Davis. And that's Saturday, April 11th at 8 p.m. Okay, I think we have three more. She Creative Night Out, April 18th, 6:30 to 9 p.m. She Creates. Who is this by? This is at 101 South Liberty. And what is it? She Creates Girls Night Out, a cozy night of creativity, laughter, and connection just for women. Leave the kids at home. Grab your girlfriends and join us for a relaxing, kid-free, creative night at the studio. Come with friends or come alone. Record Store Day is coming up April 18th, 8 to 4 p.m. And that's going to be at 119 East Stevenson Street, downtown. Record Store Day 2026 is in full swing. Stop in, get your favorite RSD titles, enjoy the fun, and have a great day. All right, I got two more. Freeport Bike Night, Saturday, April 25th. Bike Night. I remember reading about this at King's Bar and Grill, 1805 South West Avenue. What to expect, mark the date. We will be there, rain or shine, and bike wash in the works for the event as well. We want to build the motorcycle community back up in Freeport and the surrounding areas. What better way to do that than to have a bike night to get everybody together and a girl cruise around? Okay, that lets me know that I'm gonna need my headphones, egg plugs, or something that night because we already have a biker. I already have a biker on the street, and soon as the weather hits. All right, so let's get back into it. We're gonna go into segment 3, everyday life. Everyday life, did you know? These things are everyday life. Thank you, Janet, for always giving us stars and always being here to support. Did you know the smell of food can reduce appetite? Now, I always thought the smell of food made you hungry. Well, it does for me. So, unless I'm inhaling the fumes, how would that happen? But it says, I'm not the expert, and these are proven. Did you know the smell of food can reduce appetite? How it happens? Scent signals fullness to the brain. So if you're around food and you're smelling it, it's going to help you fill up. So I guess when you finally get food, that's why you're smelling it and you get it, and then you're not that hungry anymore. But the scent signals fullness to the brain. Did you know stores use music to increase spending? I knew that because I used to work management for Walmart and I knew some of the ins and outs. But most stores, Walmart plays music, and a lot of department stores, the bigger stores, That's for a reason, just like the lighting and everything. They use the music to increase spending. And how it happens? Slower music makes people move and shop longer. So if you got to go to Walmart, run in, turn your ears off, don't listen to the music, and get out of there. Okay, did you know blue light affects sleep? Blue light affects sleep. How it happened? It blocks melatonin, the sleep hormone. Wow. Did you know writing improves your memory? If you're writing stuff down, it improves your memory. Writing does. How that happens? It engages more parts of the brain than typing. Hmm. And did you know? You probably knew this one, maybe not. Did you know larger plates cause overeating? Larger plates cause overeating. How that happens? Visual size tricks the brain into misjudging the portions. Wow. Visual size, it tricks the brain into misjudging your portions on a larger plate. Did you know walking boots create activity? If you're doing some walking, it's boosting your create activity. How this happen? Movement increases brain activity and idea flow. So if you're constantly moving and you're walking, you're getting ideas, you're doing, I can see that. I can see that. I've experienced that. Did you know chewing? Oh, wow. Did you know chewing gum improves focus? Chewing gum improves focus? Are there any gum chewers out there? Do you seem like you're more focused when you have some gum to chew on? How this happen? It increases the blood flow to the brain while you're chewing, making that motion. I never would have thought of that. Never would have thought of that. Did you know water improves brain performance? Water improves brain performance. How it happens? Hydration supports concentration and thinking. Hydration, so keep hydrated. Don't overhydrate though. That could be dangerous. But hydration supports concentration and your thinking. Did you know smells trigger memory? How it happens? The scent system is directly linked to memory areas. Well, I guess you can. You smell a certain food, you start thinking about, oh, I remember we used to eat that back in the day. Yeah, so I can see that the scent system is directly linked to your memory areas. Did you know that background noise can improve focus? That I didn't know. Background noise can improve focus. And how this happens? Moderate noise stimulates creative thinking. So it's okay to have a little noise in your life. You don't have to be all quiet and keep everything shut down. Make some noise. It's stimulating your creative thinking. Have some background noise. All right. Now I'm going to show you my second food did you know life hack. Now this one, I didn't try the garlic one, but I see it works. But this one I've tried before. I'm going to give you guys an easy way to keep them cereal boxes, different boxes, to keep your stuff fresher longer so you're not throwing away stale cereal. Don't throw it away anyway. You can make bird feeders out of that. I'll tell you about that later. But to keep your cereal, and not just work for cereal boxes, just about any type of box. So to keep it fresh, you know, you got the 4 flaps. So you're gonna fold your bag down in there first. And this one has been used, so it's already been folded. So you're gonna fold down 3 of your flaps. You're gonna fold down the 2 sides first. Fold them in, and then only one of the long sides. It don't matter which one, just fold that inside the box too. So your box is gonna be like that. You're gonna have 2 sides in and 1 long side. Now, pretend like this not already folded. Like I said, I already did this. You can put a finger in there to make like a little accordion fold on the side like that. You know, to make sure it's like that. And do it on both sides. Like a little accordion fold. And this last flap, that's going to be your lock. You can fold that in, and it's going to lock all the way to the farthest crease. Fold that in and lock it down. When you put it in, this is what it's going to look like. This is a new way of sealing your boxes. You can turn it upside down. None of your stuff is going to fall out. It don't matter what you have in a box. It's not going to fall out if you seal it correctly. I like it because it saves room in my pantry because I can store cereal boxes and things on the side. You know, don't have to worry about stuff spilling out if they end up getting tipped upside down. But the main thing is the cereal lasts fresher longer. So try it on other boxes. This works. I know this works. And this is how I do. I used to drive people crazy when I would fold boxes and they were like, okay, Xandra's been at it again. Well, who wants to keep running to the store to buy stuff over and over because it's going bad? Sometimes it's just a way you got to seal it better. So another life hack, you can practice use that. I have a video somewhere. I don't remember. This was years ago. I've been doing this for years now, and that's been out for a while. So that's the second life hack. Remember the garlic one, and let's see what we have here now. We did the food seal, so let's go on to segment 4, and this is going to be a lot of rapid fire, and I'm just going to give you facts. All right. Here we go. Do you know dreams help process emotions? Dreams help process emotions. How this happened? The brain organizes thoughts during sleep. So when you sleeping, your brain is still doing something. Your brain is still working. You ain't working. You done. You out of there. But your brain is still working while you're sleeping. It's organizing different thoughts. Humans are wired for storytelling. How this happened? Stories help the brain understand information. That's true. You put a lot of things in story form, it'll help explain it more and help you to understand. Color affects mood. Anybody have any favorite colors? And when you see that color or you wear that color, just makes you feel so much better because colors affect your mood. Yes. How this happened? Colors trigger emotional responses in the brain. In the brain. First impressions happen fast. You know that? Oh, yeah. You know a person can size you up in the first few minutes of meeting you. Yes. Yes. They can size you up in the first meeting. So the brain, how this happened? Because the brain makes quick judgments for safety. It needs to be able to size this person up. Is this person here to hurt me? Is this person someone I can trust? Do I need to run? What I need to do? So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Short videos are addictive by design. And so any of you social media creators out there, you might want to hear that. Short videos are addictive by design. How this happened? They trigger that dopamine again and the reward loops. Notifications trigger dopamine. How it happens? The brain treats alerts like rewards. Social media can increase anxiety. Well, we know how that happened. Comparison activates stress responses when you're comparing things. Kindness spreads. How it happened, people copy positive behavior. So then kindness spreads. Smiling is contagious. And because the mirror neurons copy your expressions. Learning keeps your brain young. How that happens? It strengthens your neural connections. So always trying to learn more, no matter how old you are, it is helping to strengthen those neurons, those connections in your brain that's necessary. Learning keeps your brain young. How this happens? It strengthens neural connections. Stress eating is hormone driven. Stress eating is hormone driven. And how that happened? Cortisol increases your cravings. Music triggers nostalgia. How it happens? It activates your memory centers. Routine reduces anxiety. How it happens? Predictability, it calms your brain. If your brain knows what to expect, it can get prepared in time and it's not all frazzled, stressed out. Your brain filters most information. See how it happens? It focuses only on what seems important. So the BS, your brain is not trying to hear that. So it's not even, you're not trying to hear and you thinking that because your brain already beat you there. It's like, okay, I done already sized you up. I'm not trying to hear that. So that's why you get that feeling of, I ain't even trying to hear that. Because your brain already sized the situation up. It filters most information and only focus on important stuff. Humans recognize faces quickly. How it happens, the brain has a special face processing area. Hmm. Posture, posture, it affects your confidence. How it happens, body position influences brain signal. I guess so. If you're sitting up straight and you're all nice and tall and you're feeling better and confident rather than you slouch down like, oh, well, I can see that. I've been in both positions. Deep breathing calms your body. You ever had them deep breathing exercises? It not only calms your body, it lowers your blood pressure too, if you have high blood pressure. How this happens? It slows your heart rate and your stress responses. Hmm. People prefer familiarity. How this happens? Because the brain sees it as safe. If I'm not familiar with certain situations, I'm kind of leery and I'm kind of cautious and I'm putting up all these guards and everything. Habits form through repetition. How this happen? Repeated actions create neural pathways. Neural pathways. So if you're, that's why if you're doing something, sports or whatever you're doing, you're constantly doing, you're getting better. It's that repetition, repetition. And your brain is creating pathways. It's remembering that too. Curiosity activates reward systems. The brain releases dopamine again when learning. Wow. Wow. You guys, this has been one of those topics Wow, it's been one of those topics. Anybody got any comments, questions before I start wrapping things up? You got any comments? You got any questions as far as anything You got any did you knows that you want to share right now that we may not know, that the audience may know? Because there's so much out there. Did you know? You just have to be careful on what you pass on. You have to make sure it's been researched, make sure where it's been researched, that it's naming, what type of research and where that research came from. So you have something to go back on. If it don't have that information with it, then it's up to you what you do with it. But you tend to believe that stuff if it has the research and information behind it. And I like to try things, especially the did you know things. That's how I found out about sealing up boxes. And remember, not just cereal boxes, all kind of boxes. I have boxes down there that I've done. Let's see, Bisquick mix boxes. My boxes are like that. Different pasta boxes I have like that. Smaller boxes, you can do bigger boxes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I will tell you something about our today's cereal boxes. The cereal boxes of today are not like yesterday, like a lot of stuff. They're not. They're super, super thin, almost to the point of paper. And I noticed that, first of all, because I've been around and I've been consuming cereal for a while. And I noticed that when I go to fold, when I first start folding my cereal boxes, how thin and flimsy they were. So they're cutting down on the packaging material. So that means they might not be as sturdy and as good as far as keeping your stuff fresh. So it's always good to make sure they sealed up real good. Make sure everything's in packages if you can. Put them in Ziploc bags, whatever you need to do to keep your stuff fresh. Like I said, nobody has money to keep running to the store, running to the store. I just bought that and look this. Let's seal things up. Let's seal things up. The garlic thing, I can see that. Garlic do make your hands smell like garlic when you're done with it. So if you just dump it in the container and shake it hard as you can and let all them peels pour it out, let all them peels do his own thing, let them go. And speaking of that, you guys have to go and watch my new series, Crocheting Through the Chaos. Thinking of garlic, I did do a garlic one on there as a did you know? So I did a short. Those shorts are doing very well. They're on YouTube, and I do post some of them on Facebook. They're not all on Facebook though. Just some of them I post on Facebook. The idea is I want people to go to YouTube and watch and subscribe while they're there. They're also on TikTok. Okay, you can go to TikTok and watch, but there's different ways. So for people that's not on any of those apps, I do post a few of them on. But my main goal is to get the subscriber. I already have the viral videos. I'm very blessed to say that a lot of the videos, as soon as they get posted, within 24 to 48 hours, most of the time, 24 hours or less, they go viral. I posted one and I timed it 5 hours. In 5 hours, it got over 2,000 views. So you guys support the channel. That Crocheting Through the Chaos is up under our production company. This is Voices and Views with Zan and Chels, but it's up under, this is now, I have a production company, is Voices and Views Productions LLC. So the podcast is up under there. Also, the series is up under there. And when those things make money, it all benefit. Whatever's up on the production company, it all's gonna benefit. So I thank you guys for tuning in. Please go and check out If you haven't checked out any of the shorts on there, check them out. I'll be posting more tonight once I go off here. And even if one of these things that we talked about tonight, if they even make you think for a minute, then this episode did exactly what it's supposed to do. Because sometimes it's not about knowing everything. Mm-mm. It's about learning something that change how you see everything. I'm Zan. This is Voices and Views, you guys. And this was series Did You Know? If you didn't know, now you know. You can go back and you can review some of the things there. I thank you for your support. I thank you for always, always, always being here. And we do see you always being here. Okay, wait a minute. Let's see what Janet is saying here. Get my mouse down here on you, Janet, so I can see your comment. You know I can. For you, Janet, you know I can. Can you do crocheting through the chaos with name brand purses and shoes? Oh yeah, that would be me. That would be me all the way to do that. And I do want to say that mention of that, what I noticed, I hadn't been paying attention like I need to pay attention after I create my videos. Congratulations to me. They are putting ads on. I got a lot of ads on, and that's a good thing when they think that you're going to be a creator and that they're going to monetize. They start putting them ads on when they seeing you getting constant videos. Also, you guys might have noticed sometimes you turn on your YouTube and you might see one of my shorts under the shorts page on home page or wherever. They constantly promoting. When I turn on my phone, I see them on front page. When I turn on the TV, I see them on front page. So soon as I post a short, they put it in first position on front page. So YouTube is showing the love. I'm posting the videos everywhere, but I want people to go to YouTube and subscribe because that's where the love is being shown. But Janet, I'll put that down, the crocheting. I'm going to write that down right now because I have to create some shorts tonight. And I do let my subscribers, in case you're wondering why Janet is saying this, when you become a subscriber of Crocheting Through the Chaos, you get to make suggestions of things for me to create on the shorts. You get to say, hey, why don't you create, every scene is me crocheting. Sometimes I get up and I'm talking and saying things, but most of the scenes I'm calmly crocheting where everything's going crazy behind me. So you guys, when you become a subscriber, you get to help me create because you get to subscribe. Subscribe. When you subscribe, you get to name shorts that you would like for me to make. And I make them right away. If it's something that's going to violate and give me a community strike, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So no crazy stuff because I have to be careful of what I post. I don't want to be penalized for it. So Janet, I'm writing down brand purses, name brand purses and shoes. And that's one I will be doing tonight. I like to keep my word, so, and I think this will be a cute one to do the name brand purses and shoes and have the purses and shoes come alive and chaotic and all that stuff. Um, so good night, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be back on Wednesday. I won't name the guests yet because I have to make sure they're going to be here, but I'm trying to plug in guests for next week. And I hope you guys go out there and support Twice as Nice on tomorrow. Take a penny with you so you can get a nice gift and you can get entered into the drawing. But that penny will be worth more than a penny. I'll put it that way. So good night, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight.